This is the card trick that has fooled some of the greatest magicians all over the world. It's totally impromptu. You can use a borrowed deck and the cards can be shuffled by the spectator as many times as they want. You've got to see this. This is crazy. So you hand the cards to the spectator and they give them a shuffle until they're happy. Once they've done that, you then place the cards onto the table and ask them just to cut off a small packet of cards like so, and you're going to turn away and they're just going to count them. So we'll count these for the camera. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 cards. But remember, this is all a complete secret. The magician then says, I'm going to show you one card at a time. Just remember the card that's at your number. So here we go. Have we got it? Perfect. We then square all the cards up just like so, and here's what we do next. We're actually going to shuffle the cards. We give them a nice thorough shuffle just like so, and then what we're going to do is what baffles every magician. Check this out. What we do next is we ask the spectator to choose 3 random cards at a completely free choice, and we're going to use each of those 3 cards and total up the sum, and then watch what happens next. So they can literally take any card. So we'll take that one there, and then they can take another one. So there's a king, and then they can take a queen, for example. And here's what we do. Remember, we're going to add these cards up. So in a casino, these are all 10s. Picture cards are always 10. And so that's 10, 20, 30. Now, check this out. Give the cards back to the spectator. They then count 30 cards. Watch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. That's the 30th card right there. They could have stopped on any one of these cards here, but this is where they stopped. And the card that you're thinking of is at the 30th position, leaving this trick an absolute nightmare for some of the best magicians in the world. Okay, so here is the explanation to this incredible card trick. Now, I'm going to teach you 2 versions. The version that I showed you just now, I'm going to teach you that one first. And then I'm going to show you the pro version. So it's a little bit more complicated, but has the same outcome. It's just for those who want to, I guess, test their skills a little bit. But the first version is honestly just as amazing. And this will fool everybody, okay? And it's just done by good old mathematics. Now, first thing I should mention is you need all 52 cards. Take the jokers out. You only want 52 cards in here. So, this is the cool thing about this is it's instantly reset. There's no setup, can be shuffled. You can use your mate's deck of cards if you want to. So once they're shuffled by the spectator, you're then going to ask them to cut off a small packet. Now, why a small packet? Because you don't want them cutting more than 20 cards. So get them to cut off a small packet like so, and just place them to the side. Now, they are going to count these cards while you're looking away. And so we'll just count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So remember, you don't know how many cards they've cut. And then you're going to take these and you're going to show them one card at a time and say, just remember the card that's at the number that you've counted here. So you then show 19 cards. That's really important. So we know there's 14 there, but we're always going to show 19. Okay, so 1, and place it on the table. 2, 3, 4. Now remember, this is all done in silence. You're not actually counting. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, sorry, 14. That's the card they need to remember, the 6 of clubs. Okay, just remember that. So 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So once you've showed all the cards, a good little tip as well is once you've said 19, just say, oh, have you got one? And then it covers up the fact that you were actually counting these. So once you've showed the 19 cards, these then go back on top of here, and the cards they counted go on top like that. So what we're going to do so that you can see how this works is I'm actually going to turn the 6 of clubs face up so you can see it at all times. So once you're in this position here, you are going to do a very sneaky shuffle. Now what you're going to do, because the 6 of clubs is currently 20th from the top, but we need to get it 20th from the bottom. So how do we do that? Here's what you do, and you'll see how it works by having this face up. So you're going to peel off a small block of cards to the bottom like this. Well, not all the way to the bottom just yet. And then you're going to peel off one card at a time, so it looks like you're shuffling until you've passed, and you're confident that you've passed the 6 of clubs, and you'll know. And then you can start doing little blocks like so. So what that's essentially done is shuffled the 6 of clubs 20th from the bottom. And you'll see, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, so I will do that again just so that you can see how I did that. So it's now 20th from the top, and you can see it's right about there. All you have to do is you're just going to say, look, I'm going to give these a shuffle, peel off about 5 or 6 if you can estimate, and then just do one at a time until you're confident that you've passed these 6 of clubs, and then start doing little blocks like so. Okay, so now you've got the selection 20th from the bottom. Perfect. So the next part is probably the trickiest part. So basic mathematics is essential here. Now when I say basic, I'm talking the absolute basics. So this is no problem for you guys. So what you do now is the spectator can choose any 3 cards, and you're going to add all of those totals together. Yes, any 3. This is what's nuts about this trick, and it actually fooled me when I first saw it. So here's what you do. Whatever the card is, so the picture cards including the aces have a value of 10. So the way I get out of that is just because usually they're 13 in the English, I guess, playing cards people, but we're just going to say they have a value of 10, just like in blackjack. And so they take a card, let's say they take out a 2. Whatever value comes out, you are going to minus that value from 10. Very important. So 10 minus 2 is 8. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run 8 cards into my other hand. So 3, 6, 8. And the way I cover that is by doing the following, is I do this. So, all right, we've got a 2. So choose another card. And as I'm saying choose another card, I'm counting and running 3 cards. So 3, 3, and 2, making 8 because we've minus 2 from 10. And then they choose another card. So let's say they touch this one here. Now, what I'm also doing is I'm dropping the cards in a pile, and you'll see why in a second. So now we've got 10 minus 4, which equals 6. And so now we're just running 3 and 3, and you're keeping all of these together. And you say, look, just take one more and make sure you don't go past the 6 of clubs. Very important. And so one more, it's the 7. So 10 minus 7 is 3. So we're going to add an extra 3 to this pile here. Now the reason that we keep these in a pile on the table is because we're going to cover up the fact that we've separated these 2 packets, and we're going to do that by adjusting these onto the table, okay? Because this packet here is now going to go underneath. All right, does that all make sense? So I'm going to do it again. I'm just going to put all these back, and we'll do it again. So you're going to tell your spectator that they're going to choose any random 3 cards, and we're going to add the totals together, and then we'll go from there. And so let's say they choose a 6. So 10 minus 6 is 4. So we're going to spread 4 under the guise of saying, here, take another one. So we hold these together. If you try and hold them and just remember where the gap is, and then say touch another one, let's say they touch that one, and so 10 minus 3 is 7, so 3, 6, and then 1, and then if they take another one, and that's 4, and so now all you have to do is 10 minus 4, which is 6, so that's another 3. So look, you could have chose any one of these cards, and you keep them in a pile, and under the guise of spreading them all out, you do that, and as you come back, these go underneath. Okay? So, put these underneath, and then you say, look, remember we're going to add these all together. So we've got 6 and 4 is 10, and plus 3 is 13. Put these aside, hand these to the spectator, and then just get them to count down to 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Their card will always be at that position. How insane is that? So now that you've got the basics, let me give you a few tips on what some potential outcomes could be when you are doing the final part of taking 3 cards. Here are a couple. So I will get a couple examples out. So what if they choose a king, and an ace? So remember, we're going to say, look, in blackjack, the picture cards and the aces are 10s. So that's 10 plus 10 plus 10, that's 30. You don't have to break or cut anything. Okay, so because you can't do 10 minus 10. So if you get a picture card or an ace, you don't do any calculations. So this essentially is the holy grail. So you don't do any cutting at all, and then you just simply hand these to the spectator and they count down to 30. That's the holy grail. But what happens if, for example, this occurs? Let's say there's 2 picture cards and a 9. So we have to go 10 minus 9 is 1. Remember, these are all here. And then you adjust them. Now, obviously, you're only going to be pulling aside 1 card, and that looks pretty bad and too obvious, if I'm being honest, to go take 1 card and put it to the bottom. So what you're going to do is you're just going to spread, and you're going to cull from the bottom 1 card like so, and that's just going to go to the bottom like that. And that's how, instead of just doing that, that's a sneaky way. You just spread, cull 1 card like so, and just put it to the bottom like that. So that's the scenario if you get a 9. Okay, so if you only have to pull aside 1 card. So essentially, that is how the trick works. So just remember, it is 10 minus whatever value. If you get a picture card or an ace, you don't do any calculations or any spreading to the side at all, or splitting the deck. Now we'll go into the pro version, which is just a little minor tweak, but I'm sure you're going to love it. Okay, so the pro version is exactly the same as the first steps, which is the spectator shuffles the card. But this time what you're going to do, instead of them cutting off some cards and counting them, you are going to get them to choose a card. And the way you do this is you're going to run, obviously you need to get 19 cards, remember, to have their selection 20th from the top to start off with. So what you're going to do is the following. When you ask them to choose a card, you're going to spread 3, 3, 2, 2. So that's 10 cards. Ask them, and you're doing this under the guise of saying, hey, pick a card. So you know you got 10 there. When they're looking at their card, you are then going to spread off 3, 6, 9. So you've got 19 here at the break, and just simply say, so let's say they choose a King of Hearts. You're going to say, all right, if you can just place your card back in the middle, and these go on top. Okay, so again, you're going to say pick it, just take a card out. So you're going 3, 6, 2, 2, and that's an easy way to do it. Make sure you keep a little a break there, and then they take one out. So let's assume they take the 9 of spades. When they're looking at the card, you're then going to spread off 3, 6, 9, so that you've got 19. Their card will end up at the 20th position. Now we'll keep it face up. Remember, we now shuffle off a small little packet, and then one card at a time until we are confident we've passed their card, then we can shuffle little blocks. And so that's essentially the only difference from the basic version that you saw in the beginning, is that you can actually ask them to pick a card as opposed to cutting and then showing cards one at a time. And then you basically from there do exactly the same steps that were taught previously, and that is a card trick for the ages. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Yo, what's cracking everybody? I hope you enjoyed this incredible card trick, which I know you are absolutely going to love. Some of you asked me for a more intermediate to advanced type trick. Although this is very easy to pull off with a bit of practice, I know you guys are gonna really nail it. So enjoy. I'll see you guys next week. Make sure you like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. And as always, I will see you guys next time. Take care. Ciao.